Welcome to FedScoop TV. I'm Billy Mitchell. Today I'm with Andy Moore, Vice President of Human Capital Management for the federal government for SAP. Andy, how are you doing today?
Doing great.
It's great to have you here today at the Digital Nation Summit sponsored by your company SAP. And we wanted to talk to you a little bit about your perspective on how the federal government is progressing digitally. It's been a large push over the past couple years, and we just wanted to hear what you think they're doing. So, in your perspective, how would you measure the success of the government's push to become more digitized?
I think they're just starting their journey. I think they've focused on some of the low-hanging fruit out there in order to claim some level of success and victory and gain some momentum.
Yeah.
So the easy things around email and how they've consolidated that, things around social interactions, how they're working on that, the ability to do virtual work from home and expanding some of the capabilities. Yeah. But really the low-hanging fruit, I think they're just now getting into the position to start addressing really the hard business functions and how do we collapse those types of things.
Kind of looking back on all that, are there any specific anecdotes or examples that you can think of within agencies or programs that really kind of spotlight that?
Sure. So I think some of the policies that were put in place a couple of years ago around cloud first and mandating everybody kind of take advantage of that technology base has pushed the majority of the federal government to look at that low-hanging fruit and get there, right? Yeah. If you look at where we're doing business today in some of our clients, customers like GSA, VA, DOJ, TSA, even FAA, moving to the cloud with our capabilities. And then as they do that, realizing how they can collapse other business functions onto that platform,
sure,
right? Which creates for them a knowledge base more than a transactional system. Those activities are starting, and it's really fascinating to watch the momentum that is achieved as they start to realize what they can actually do.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then on the back end of that, there's a lot of processes that are being, digitized, but what are the technologies that are making all that happen? Are there any specific emerging technologies in particular that you really, turn your attention to?
Sure. I think the press of cloud solutions and SaaS offerings in general have pushed people that way, right? Because they get to leverage the commercial best practices of everybody. So obviously we're in that business, and that has helped us move. I think the addition of mobility and being able to do things on your smartphone, more or less the personal experience you have every day, putting that into a business context is really pushing people, right? Because it's easy for them to absorb. They understand, oh, I have an app, I can just push that on my phone, now I can do my job, right? The change management aspects of it are huge, and I think that's really where the challenge lies.
Awesome. Well, there's a lot of challenges, but I was kind of curious, are there any big ones that you really see kind of preventing agencies as they move towards this digitization?
Yeah, it comes on two fronts. There's regulations that the federal government has put in place to protect themselves, obviously, which is interesting considering the commercial consumption of these capabilities. Obviously, the commercial world is no less worried about security than the federal government. But those regulations, as they evolve and change dynamically, has created an environment that can be tenuous at times to get through. That will settle itself in the near future, I believe. But I think the bigger challenge is actually on the people side. So the change management aspects of we have to do business differently, and we have to embrace that thought process. And it's people my age and older that are having to do that, which it's a little harder to change these days than it used to be. But getting that change management and that leadership in place is paramount to that.
Yeah.
What'll be interesting with the new administration and the people that are coming in to run these agencies, all coming from the commercial background, not necessarily legacy government people, will be how that change is affected and how fast.
Awesome. That makes sense. Well, Andy, that's all we have for you today. I appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm Billy Mitchell with FedScoop TV. Thanks for watching.